What if I told you that a man who lived 2,600 years ago already saw our world? He saw global government. He saw digital control. He saw the rise of a final world leader. He even saw the last 7 years of human history. And his name was Daniel. Most people think Bible prophecy is confusing or symbolic. But what if I told you we are watching Daniel's prophecies unfold in real time? Stay with me because what you are about to hear is not theory. It is happening now. The book of Daniel is not just a spiritual book. It is a historical blueprint of world events. Daniel lived as a prisoner in Babylon around 600 BC. He had no internet, no news, no modern technology. Yet he accurately predicted the rise and fall of empires centuries before they happened. Historians admit his prophecies are some of the most precise in human history. But the most chilling part is this. Daniel didn't just predict the past. He predicted our generation. Firstly, Daniel predicted the entire course of world history. In Daniel chapter 2, King Nebuchadnezzar had a strange dream. He saw a massive statue, head of gold, chest of silver, belly of bronze, legs of iron, feet of iron mixed with clay. Daniel explained that each part represented a world empire, and history confirms it perfectly. Gold represents Babylon, silver represents Medo-Persia, bronze represents Greece, iron represents Rome. Every empire rose exactly in that order. But then Daniel spoke about the final kingdom, the feet of iron and clay. He said it would be partly strong and partly broken. This would be a divided global system. Not one empire but many nations working together. For most of history, this made no sense. Today, it describes our world perfectly. Global alliances, international unions, worldwide political systems. Daniel saw globalization 2,600 years before it existed. Secondly, the final world government, Daniel 7. In Daniel 7, Daniel saw 4 beasts rising from the sea. They again represented the same empires. But then he saw something new. A final terrifying beast. Different from all the others. This final system would rule the entire world. For thousands of years, no empire could control the whole planet. Now it is possible. Digital money, digital IDs, global surveillance, instant worldwide communication. For the first time in human history, a true one-world system can exist. Daniel wasn't guessing. He was watching our century. Thirdly, the rise of the Antichrist. Daniel then saw a leader rise from this final system. He calls him the little horn. This man will be extremely intelligent, politically gifted, a master of speech, a solver of global crisis. He will appear as a savior, not a monster. The world will admire him. Daniel says, he will speak great things and deceive many. He will promise peace but bring control. This matches exactly with Revelation's description of the Antichrist. A man who unites the world through solutions. Fourthly, the most dangerous prophecy. The 7-year countdown. Daniel 9 contains one of the most shocking prophecies in the Bible. Daniel predicted a final 7-year period before the return of Christ. He said a world leader would make a major peace agreement with Israel. This treaty will begin the final 7 years of history. This is called the tribulation. Once this agreement is signed, prophecy enters its final phase. No reset. No delay. The clock starts. The fifth truth. The temple event that will shake the world. Daniel said halfway through those 7 years, the Antichrist will enter the Jewish temple. He will stop worship and declare himself God. Jesus himself warned about this event in Matthew 24. Right now, Israel is preparing for a third temple. For the first time in 2,000 years, the stage is being rebuilt. Daniel saw this centuries before Jerusalem even existed again as a nation. The sixth truth. Explosion of knowledge. Daniel chapter 12 verse 4. Daniel was told, in the time of the end, many will run to and fro, and knowledge will increase. For most of history, life barely changed. Today knowledge doubles rapidly. Internet, artificial intelligence, space exploration, global travel. Daniel described the modern world perfectly. The seventh truth, global distress. Daniel also said the end times would bring a time of trouble unlike any before. We now live in a world of war, economic instability, moral confusion, persecution of Christians, fear and anxiety. The atmosphere of the world matches Daniel's vision. Final truth. Daniel's message is not fear. It is hope. Because after all these events, Daniel saw something greater. He saw God's kingdom replace human governments. He saw Jesus reign forever. Evil does not win. Christ does. If Daniel was right about every empire, if he was right about global systems, if he was right about modern knowledge, then we must take seriously what he said about the end. We are not at the beginning of prophecy. We are near the end of it. And the King is coming. If this opened your eyes, subscribe for more Bible truth. Because prophecy is no longer hidden. It is unfolding before us.